Hello, beautiful human. I am Zach. That is Anna. Welcome to the studio today. A human being who is a Broadway star, a reality star, an actor, a producer, a philanthropist, here to discuss his debut album. It is called Rock Bottom Hotel. We welcome back to the studio for the first time in many, many, many years. A friend, family, I love this human being, also a fucking pop star, Frankie Grande.
Hi! I'm so happy to be here.
What?
It's so crazy. It's wild. Hotel Rock Bottom. Close enough.
Rock
Bottom Hotel is also interesting. I'm going to change it, actually.
Wait.
Is it too late? Can I change it?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Kim, that's so funny.
Rock Bottom Hotel. I mean, either way, as long as it has the word bottom in it, it's the correct title for my album. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, it's so on brand for a conversation of this nature to start in that way.
I know. Well, we've been friends for way too long for it to like go well in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
So
we're
funny.
idiots. We're not gonna talk about anything other than like.
Yeah, but the visuals
nonsense.
that you just showed me, Frankie, are so intricate and so detailed and nuanced and beautiful.
Thank you.
And one of the first things I said today when we had a big meeting, we prepped out the whole thing. I said there is a song for every gay on this album.
That means so much to me. Oh God, you have no idea how much that means to me. Thank you. Good.
You've done it.
Good. That's what I wanted to do. I just set out to make music that like what would little Frankie like need to hear right now, especially like over the next 4 years. Like what is the little queer kid in Tennessee who like feels like he can't be himself or they can't be themselves, like in the midst of this like crazy political landscape that we're living in. Like I just want them to put on Hotel Rock Bottom, go through the album and be like, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be great. It's going to be okay.
Can we talk about Hotel Rock Bottom? Because I feel like, are you writing it from the perspective of somebody who's checked into that place?
Well, as someone who has both checked in and out of Hotel Rock Bottom, yes, it's exactly what it was. Like, you know, it's like the kind of the centerpiece of the album, because that's the moment in my life where I made the decision, like either I will be checking out of life or I will be checking out of this hotel and going to rehab. And so that's that pivotal, that's the turning point in my story. And so that's what it lands right there in the middle of the album, because like the beginning of the album is kind of telling the story of like my debaucherous days of like when I was drinking and using and partying and having the time of my life, quite frankly. There's no regrets now that I'm on the other side of it. Like they were some really great times. So I'm writing from that place of like debauchery, clubs, boys, and just like going nuts. And then, you know, you get like songs like Oasis and you get songs like Bound to You, which are, you know, just love, sobriety, marriage, you know, like adulting. So it's really cool to write your first album at 42 years old and having been almost 8 years sober. At the time the album is dropped, I'll be 8 years sober, God willing. And it's a lot of ground to cover. So the fact that there's a song on there for every gay means so much to me, because I'm drawing from so many different places in my own life and also so many different stages of my sexuality, which is cool.
What really starts this album, though? Because you talk about living the most amount of life, which is true. And like, by the way, you feel it. You understand it through the album. But my question is like, what is the catalyst that makes you want to start this journey to begin with?
So it all started with GLAAD, being on the board of GLAAD, because, you know, our whole thing is like queer representation through media. And I was biking in Sonoma Valley at the GLAAD board meeting, and I was listening to a queer artist on my Spotify, and I was like, you know, Frankie, you're making a difference in so many areas. As you mentioned, reality TV, Broadway, TV, playing queer characters in film.
You're also a philanthropist.
And philanthropist.
For as long as I've known you.
Of course, I want to give back to
amazing.
So many different communities, but right now my focus, of course, is with the LGBTQ plus community because we need it. And I was just like, where else can I make an impact? And just like music was just always like in the back of my mind, but I don't know that I ever truly believed that it was something that I could fully unlock and access. But I was like, you know what? Let me just try. Let me just go for it. Let me just get into a studio with a producer that I trust and see what comes out. And stuff started pouring out like very aggressively. I was like, wait, I actually have a lot to say. And this is a beautiful medium with which to express myself that I just, you know, never ever thought was part of my story.
What is the first song on this album that like kicks that off?
Like
What's
the first song that
you wrote?
That we wrote. So it actually didn't make the album. So I actually recorded a 6-song EP with a different producer by the name of Gregory Dillon. And that EP is what I brought to Wendy Goldstein at Republic. And she heard that EP and she was like, okay, so rewind. Before that, I was at a Yes and celebration party for going #1, which is, as you know, me and my sister in our apartment. Like, that's the party. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there were like 8 people there. And it was like, that's it. And we were all like, no one was drinking and we were just chilling and just being like, this is amazing. Congratulations. And that was the extent of the party. And Dominic, who you know, leaned over to Ariana and leaned over to me and was like, "Have you played your sister your new music?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up! Shut up! Dominic, shut the fuck up!" and she was like, "What? What are you talking about? What?" Like, she had no idea. And so I played her that first song that I wrote, which was called "I Don't Remember It," and she just started crying, and she was like, "This is so beautiful. Like, you need to keep going. Like, you must keep going." And so, we've known Wendy for years. So I went into Republic expecting to just be like, shepherded along and been like, like, this is great. We know this queer indie label that you should be a part of. And thank you for playing it for us. And I'm going to connect you with this person. And Wendy just heard the first 2 songs and went, wow. And was like, we would love to sign you to Casablanca and let's go. Let's do it. I was like, what? Like, it was really a surreal moment. Like, really crazy.
What does it mean to get Ari's cosign?
It means everything to me. Like, to me, my sister, independently of being my sister, like, I think she is one of the greatest artists, like, we've ever seen. And for sure the greatest artist of our generation. But then plus the fact of her being my sister, like, it's like throughout our lives, we have flipped roles of like being who's looking up to who, like I remember being her inspiration when I was on Broadway and she was a teenager, and she came to the stage for Mamma Mia. And then, she is the person that helped me get sober, and then the tables flipped and then she became my inspiration and I started looking up to her and asking her advice. So getting her co-sign on this project as an artist and as my sister, it means the world to me. It really does. And it pushed me and it drove me to go further and dive deeper into music and do it with less fear. I think I would have been I was scared. I was terrified to play her the first song. Absolutely terrified. Because, like, it's also like, what if it sucked? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been like, what's she gonna say? Like, what's she gonna say? Like, I was like, oh my God, what are you doing tomorrow? You want to like get a manicure? Like, how do you pivot from that? Like, what if it sucked? It could have sucked. Thank God it didn't. And so now we're like, now she's shepherding me through this process as well, which is really cool. Like, she sends her love, by the way. And so does my my mother, obviously.
Right back.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, like, okay. It is really beautiful. Like, this whole thing is really special because it's also the right album for you because it is directly you. It's all you, dude. It's all exactly who you are and what you've been through. Why didn't those original songs, though, make the album?
It was because I started working with a different executive producer. So it's like, hopefully that those songs will come out in a different way. But this entire album is produced by Prince Fox, which is awesome. So, my manager hooked me up with Prince Fox and we just sat down and he is just such a great guy. And he came in, it was really funny, like hot and heavy with like, literally like Dua Lipa's last album. He was like, this is it, man. We're going to play it for you. And it was like discotheque Dua Lipa. And I was like, we were all like, okay, thank you so much. And he was like, can I take you to lunch after? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I fucked that whole meeting, didn't I? And I was like, no, there's no way to prepare yourself for me. Like, for what I am trying to do as an artist. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, on a blank slate with nothing to listen to and nothing to go off of, how the fuck are you going to come prepared for, like, to pitch to me? So I was like, man, let's just, like, now you get who I am. Like, I talked to him a little bit about my influences and Bowie and Prince and Cher and Madonna. And I was like, we're going 80s, but we're doing it in outer space and now on a dance floor with 3 dicks in my mouth. And he was like, okay, I get it now. Like, let me whip up some stuff and come back to you. And then he came back and it was like, you're the guy. You are the guy. And so the whole album is produced by Prince Fox.
So is it going off of like, because, okay, you're creating the Spance genre, right?
Yeah.
Which is space dance rock pop.
Yeah. It's so cool.
What is he picking up on, or what is he giving you beats and then you're writing to it? Like, what is the process like?
So we usually start with some references, and then he'll go cook up some beats or like just a general track, and then it will transport me to like a page in my book. Like in my mind, I'm like, whoa, stop right there. We are at my throuple on Fire Island. Like, this is about my throuple. On Fire Island, we are writing a song. It is called Boys, Let's Get to Work. And so like it'll just like I'll just zap into that, and then we'll start writing from that chapter of the book,
Interesting.
And then every single thing I say is like, well, we need more Epcot sounds. I'm like, you need to get me more Epcot sounds. Like, it doesn't sound like Epcot enough. Like, it's literally that's the entire conversation between me and Prince. I was like, cool, so the Epcot sounds. And then like when we're mixing the album, I'm like, great. So like the Epcot sounds are really actually quite quiet. So like we need to turn up the Epcot sounds.
What is an Epcot sound?
Like, like think about like going into Epcot and it's like, yeah. Like we need that everywhere.
I gotta say, there's no experience like going to Epcot with Frankie Grande. It's
You've
fucking
been with
amazing.
me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm doing like back handsprings down like the center. It's my favorite place on earth. So like literally any sound you hear in Epcot is probably featured on the album somewhere. Like just go to Epcot and like walk around with your phone recording shit. And I'm like Imogen Heap, like recording sounds in Epcot and being like, we need this like yo, put it somewhere. We need it.
Can we talk about your throuple?
Yeah, sure.
How did you get there in life?
Oh my God.
Because I just remember hearing rumblings about it when it was happening.
Oh yeah. So it basically came out of it was like when you get sober, you're supposed to be out of a relationship for 1 year, which is great fucking advice because it's like you need to mend the relationship with yourself first, and then you can entertain others. So 1 year and 1 day. Literally, after my sobriety, Mom Fire Island, look at single, ready to mingle. And by mingle, I mean get fucked. So I fucking meet this married couple, and we have our one night stand. So I thought. That ended up being 4 months. Like then they were like, come into our life, like be our live-in boyfriend and like be with us all the time. And then that ended up what happened because they were a doctor and a lawyer. So like they would literally had like zero time for me. And it just became like I was like the side chick, which wasn't great for me, the side dick. Pardon me. And it just like it wasn't an equilateral triangle. That's the strongest shape in nature. The other kind, isosceles, whatever you want, parallelogram, Tony Danza triangle, are not strong. And it just crumbled. But man, it did exactly what I needed for myself, which was to prove to me and to the world that sober Frankie was not boring. Like that's what I was that was what I was going out to do. I was like, I am sober, but I am still hot as fuck. Look at my boyfriends. They're so hot. And I was like, we're so cool and everything's great. I was miserable inside, but I still projected this sense of like everything is great and I'm cool and sobriety is fun. But that disaster directly led to me realizing I wanted to be married myself and then enter Hale like literally a few months later.
You needed that.
I did. I absolutely needed it. That's what I'm saying. There's no regret about that. Boys, which is a celebration of that like finding that sexual freedom on Fire Island, like that moment where I was just like, I am so just like open sexually and like ready to receive everything and anything that happens in this trip. In the back room and the dance floor and wherever the fuck it was, on the beach, in the bushes. It was literally, I had to get some scary mosquito bites. I just tell you, like I had mosquito bites in places that you had no idea you could get mosquito bites from that trip on Fire Island.
Was it worth it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Boys came out of it.
Yeah.
I got Boys, which is, one of my favorite songs on the album. So yeah, it was worth it. Every mosquito bite.
It's a great song.
Every tear.
But is My Guy also about a throuple?
My Guy's also about them. It's good. I'm really good because I did also get heartbroken, which was like also like that's the sad part, but also like great fuel. You know what I'm saying? Like I was miserable because it's also, think about it, first relationship in sobriety. First breakup in sobriety, and I had to do it with 2 people. So like you're going through 2 breakups simultaneously, and you have no painkillers, no alcohol to numb this with. You have to feel everything. So I was a true disaster after that breakup. A double breakup simultaneously, and no numbing cream. Like,
Yeah, but you proved the most to yourself.
I did. I mean, I was able to get through it. And that was like one of those moments where it was like, if I can get through this sober, I can get through anything sober kind of thing. And so, but it led for a lot of fuel for the album, which was great. And as you have Selena Estides's voice on My Guy, that's exactly what she told me. Like, I literally was like, she has a show, a podcast called Homegirl Hotline, where you call in and ask questions. And I was like, do me a favor and say exactly what you said to me in the club. It was my birthday, and they showed up. We were broken up. They showed up.
Holy shit.
And they showed up to my birthday just to like, I don't know. And I was like, I'm going to go home with them. And Estides was like, then she like let me have it. And I said, just tell me exactly what you said, as if it was Homegirl Hotline. And she did. And so I put it on the album.
I had a feeling it was her.
Yeah.
What did she actually say to you in the club? Was it exactly that made it onto the album?
Yeah, pretty much. Like she was like, listen, if you have to go like have closure with these boys, it's fine. But do me a favor, if you have sex with them, shit on their dicks. And she said that to me word for word. And I was like, yeah, okay.
Was any part of this process, I mean, for lack of a better phrase, like, was any of it triggering? Because like you went back to the box,
Okay.
you went to
Great question. Thank you. I went back to the box and it was so cathartic, actually. Like to be in the space where I did the most drugs and had the darkest nights of my life at the same time as some of the funnest, most fun, English, whatever. Fast forward. I had the greatest time of my life in that place as well. But going back there and playing high, playing drunk, playing like fucked up and obsessed, addicted, if you will, to this boy was so cool, because then the director said cut and I was me again. But I got to re-experience that. And then it was also really nice to reconnect with some of those people and be like, hey, is my dealer alive? And they were like, yeah. I was like, she is? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, well, tell her I said what up. Like, tell her I said, like, I'm glad that she's still alive. Like that, I thought she was going to be dead for sure. She was headed that way. But yeah, so it's like, it's really interesting to like go back to that place, but do it sober.
what an amazing place of strength to be in.
Yeah. And even Boys, like making the music video where I'm basically having an orgy with all these guys, but then being like, okay, bye, I'm going home to my husband and my puppy. Like, that was so fun. Thanks for being inside of me. What was your name? Cool. Nice to meet you. Bye. See you next time. Thank you for your service.
That's like, it's balance. It's really healthy, but also it's, I don't know, it's very, it's really cool.
Yeah, and it's fun through art, right? Like I want people to look at this to be like, oh my God, like he is such a slut. But then if they like look at, you know, like what I've done with my life and where I'm at,
The
it's
real
like,
you?
It's like, wow, it's like, yeah, it's you know, you can see yourself in all different stages of my journey. And Boys is such a celebration of sexual freedom. So like, I hope that people find it. And also I love that I partnered with Mister, because it's a men's sexual health brand. So it's like, I hope people find liberation in it, especially now where it's like, oh God, skip next.
Do you learn anything new about yourself by seeing and like kind of digesting your story through this lens?
Yeah, I do. So cognitive dissonance is actually the first time that I like really like had a breakdown in the studio. And it's a song about right after you get sober, you have to go through mourning for your old life. And no one really talks about this and how difficult the process it is. But like you literally have to kill that old self that used to go out and they used to party, they used to club, that used to like find the answers in white powder. That person is dead. doesn't come back, and you actually mourn that life. You mourn who you are, and it's like, the lyrics like, and if I could go back one last time and not ruin my life, I'd go back tonight. And like placing myself back there, I have chills saying it again. Like placing myself in that emotional vulnerability was really hard. Because admitting that is true, like if I could go back to being that fucking, like the first time I did cocaine before it became the most horrible thing that ever happened in my life, if I could go back to that, I would do it tomorrow. But that's not how the world works. That's not how my brain works. That's not how life works. And that's such a hard thing to digest in early sobriety. So that was something where I just like, that was a very beautiful, cathartic, but very difficult song to write. And like really, the first time I cried in the studio, yeah. And I'm really great. I think maybe my favorite song on the album. It changes every day, but I think that's why that one is like really high up there for me.
Any part of you scared to share a record like that?
No, I'm not. I think, I've been such an open book about this process. And I think that now more than ever, it's important for people like me to just be open, because I want to inspire other people to know that, like, especially in these times, and I'll just say it, like especially for my trans siblings, like a lot of them are turning to drugs and alcohol during this administration, and it's like, I just want to let you know, like, there is a different choice. Like, we can get through this sober. Like, I got through the insanity sober, and like, so can you. And I just want to have that out there. I don't care what people think, at this point. I've been talking about this for 8 years, so let them chat. They all do anyway.
Is any part of this album either laying to rest your old life while also like kind of accepting a new one, or
laying to rest? I mean, I think I've laid it to rest, but I think what I'm enjoying is revisiting, which is cool. I'm enjoying retelling some of these stories, because I think the thing, and that's the whole point of Hotel Rock Bottom, right? If we forget about our rock bottom, we don't stay sober. So like, that's why rock bottom is actually a good thing. It was a good thing in my life for me. Had I never hit rock bottom, I would probably not be sober today. But if I remember my rock bottom, and I remember that hotel room in London, where I was in the darkest pit of my life, and just like crawling around a hotel room, like just being like, I don't think I should want to live anymore, to be honest. Unless I remember that, I won't stay sober. So it's good that I have a device to remember it, and that I can share that with the world.
That's this album?
Yeah. It's like parts of it, the Hotel Rock Bottom is that.
Yeah.
But like, I want to like, through this album, tell that story, but also, again, like, there's dark and light on both sides of sobriety, right? Like, there's highs and lows when I was drinking and using, and there are highs and lows when I'm sober. Like, my guy, that breakup, that happened in sobriety. Like, that was also one of the darkest points of my whole life. Like, I remember like that breakup and like crawling to the roof of my apartment building under this like red wolf moon with crystals laid all around me, like praying to God to take my pain away. Like, I was a crazy person. I was literally a crazy person. It looked like I was like a witch, like sprawled out. It's freezing cold, by the way. It's like 16 degrees. I'm in like 2 snowsuits, and I'm like, it's the red wolf moon. I have to lay my crystals on the roof so that I can be absolved of this pain. I was like, everyone, my roommates thought I was psychotic. But like, that was sober. So like, so like, there's highs and lows and dark and light on all sorts of the spectrum. So it's just, it's many stories. It's a collection of essays, if you will.
That when you're in that hotel room in London, what is the first thing you do? Who do you call? What do you do?
I really wasn't calling anyone. I really had done a really good job of completely manipulating everyone in my life to leaving me the fuck alone. I like really told everyone, like, this is what I needed to heal. Like, you need to leave me alone. Like, I really was very good at hiding the depths of my despair and my addiction in that moment. So it wasn't like, I think people thought I was fine, which is crazy. 'Cause I wasn't. But it's interesting. I had these flights booked, and I kept extending my trip through my best friend, who was my travel agent, simultaneously. And she was my best friend from high school, and so I would just like call her and be like, "Hey, I just need to stay one more day. I'm having like a really good time." And after the third call, she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, keep my plane ticket. I'm getting out. I'll check out today." And that was it. Like there was just that like one moment of someone that I knew being like, "Is everything okay? Like you sound a little not great." And I was just like, "Yeah, no, I'm not okay. I actually don't change my plane ticket. I will be getting on that plane and I will be coming home." I knew I was going straight to rehab, so that's what it was. It was just me trying to not face that reality, like that I had lost. Like I didn't understand at the time that was actually me winning.
Yeah.
Really, was me getting the fuck out of there, going to rehab, and remembering that hotel room now, forever. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to go back there. Oof, oof. I'm good.
Yeah, but it took that one. It took her just asking.
Yeah,
are
you okay? That's it. Yeah,
because that's really all it takes.
yeah. Because I was living in my own psychoses, just by myself, in that hotel room, and just being like, yeah, this is great. Everything's fine. I don't care if I live or die, and this is the way it's gonna be. And I just don't want to face the world. I didn't want to face reality. I didn't want to face anything. There was so much going on. And it was so much easier to just check out entirely. So that's the thing. Like, am I checking out of life or am I checking out of this hotel? And I chose to check out the hotel. Hotel Rock Bottom. Or Rock Bottom Hotel.
So embarrassing.
How does getting sober change your relationship with your friends and family?
Oh, it gave me my relationship back with my friends and my family. I didn't have one. I really pushed everyone away, especially during the latter years of my drinking and using. Like it was like I was such a flake. I was not available to people. I mean, you knew me through this.
Yeah.
Like you saw the difference. And I mean, I think that many people had no idea how bad it was. You know, even like if we were drinking and like drinking together, I don't think you probably knew how bad it got when you left the apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like
Totally.
It was like I was still up till 11 a.m. Yeah. But I pushed everyone away. And I did it like cleverly. I was good at manipulating people. I was good at being like, no, man, no, it's good. No, this is what I need. I need to sleep for 14 hours so everyone can go home. It's going to be fine. Like, this was such a fun night. I'm going to go straight to bed. Bye. And then straight to the box, you know, like out all night.
By the way, I do remember that. Like I remember the box. I remember showing up and it would be like 6 o'clock and you'd have eggs for breakfast or something. And then it would be the whole, you know, I love you so much. I have, I love, you're such a gift. You really are such a gift. And your story is, I don't know, like, would you change any part of it? Honestly?
No. Oh God, no. Absolutely not. And that's the other beautiful part about this is like every single mistake has led me to where I am at today. You know, it's very Frank Sinatra. It's like regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. And some of those regrets are crazy. But as part of my journey through sobriety, you take responsibility for the harms that you have created in your life and the wreckage of your past. And you get to go to those people and say like, hey, I know what I did. I apologize. What can I do to make this up to you? And through that process, you mend your relationships with your friends and your family by owning your shit, by like standing in your mistakes, open and bare, and being like, tell me how I can make it up to you. That's how you fix it. And then you stay sober. And most of the people that I harmed in during my drinking and using were just like, please just stay sober and take care of yourself. And I have kept up my end of the bargain.
I gotta say, you do have the best friends and family.
Yeah, they're unbelievable.
You are a collection of some of the most incredible human beings that I've ever met.
Yeah.
Your mom, your grandfather, your Nona, Ariana, your dad.
Yeah.
Like, I've met all of them. You are a collection of some of the
family.
Yeah, you learn a lot from these people, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean,
grandpa, like, you know,
come on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of the smartest individuals with the biggest heart.
Yeah.
That put everybody first.
Yeah.
Like these, like even your mom, like how much of what Joan has taught you seeps through and just how you navigate this chapter of your life?
So much. Oh, by the way, she says, you're slacking because why are you the only podcaster that isn't part of the cabinet?
Oh, she's so right. She's so accurate.
Yeah.
I should be in the fucking briefing room.
Yeah, what are you doing? Get in there with Pete Hexev texting his wife like coordinates to missile targets.
The signal chats are not.
Anyway, I've learned so much from her. I still am learning quite a lot from her. She has such business acumen and such a amazing mind for the side of this entertainment industry that I do not have. Like I just don't have it. I have really received the artist gene, which is fabulous, and I have such a creative vision. But then in terms of like executing it, like I'm like, hey mom, do you want to read my contract? Like
it allows you to be free and safe and secure.
Yeah.
So all you focus on at the end of the day is like the best possible product and being yourself every step of the way.
Yeah.
It's really freedom.
It's awesome. It's great. But I still she's taught me quite a lot. I have learned a lot and have grown a lot. But mostly it's just we've actually taught each other quite a lot about this, and that's why her voice at the end of Hotel Rock Bottom is like so special, because it's really like she had a lot of difficulty with me admitting all of the drugs and alcohol and like how dark it was, and like coming to rehab and coming to family therapy and learning about addiction. Like she knew none of that. She knew none of it. And so, the fact that we've gotten to where we are now, 8 years later, where she can talk about my rock bottom as a blessing, means that she has had her ears open and her heart open throughout this process and has really come leaps and bounds. And I'm grateful that she's willing to talk about it. She talks about it all the time, which is like, it was so passé when I first did it. It was like, he's going to rehab, like, don't say anything. And I was like, well, no, it's actually pretty fucking great, because it's why I'm alive. So like, let's talk about it. And now we're here.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's amazing. It's great. Again, like it's our secrets that make us sick. And the more I talk about it, the more I pour my truth into this album, the more I spread it to the far corners of the earth. And the more that I try to use my message to keep other people from making the same mistakes, or to keep other people in their sobriety, in their program, the better I get to experience life. So in a way, it's selfish. In a way, it's like I'm telling my story as like a means to also remind myself to keep my ass in the chair, in the boat.
That's art, though.
Yeah.
That is art. People find understanding through that. Well, it's also a constant reminder to yourself.
Yeah, true.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Really beautiful. I also got to say, like, there's no human being on this earth a bigger fan of yours than your mom.
I know.
I remember very distinctly and I want to know timeline. When did you choose to do Big Brother? Because I've never consumed Big Brother afterwards. I've never consumed Big Brother before. But I will say, it didn't matter where in the fucking country we were. When we found
Disney?
a room,
Yeah.
Disney, are you kidding?
Yeah.
We were always within feet of a
Halloween
room
Horror Nights.
that had a television ready to go. It was, I
know.
I get goosebumps because it's just such a pure expression of love
Yeah.
and like just support and like eternal fandom. And again, I never watched Big Brother since, but like it was amazing to watch and be so deeply invested and to watch you rise. But where in the timeline of all of this does that fall?
Okay, so Big Brother was I was on season 2014. So I had just, done my YouTube career, and that was starting to gain momentum, and then went straight on to Big Brother in 2014. And then I did Celebrity Big Brother right after that in the UK. And, that was the chapter of my life where social media had started to turn against me. And that was the first time I'd ever experienced that, ever experienced bullying, ever experienced die of AIDS faggot tweet, things like that I had never experienced in my whole fucking life.
But to be fair, like that was a time where social media was first being used for things like that.
Yes, where
it was a convergence of linear traditional media and this new vehicle where everyone had a voice.
Everyone had a voice, and the worst people.
Totally.
That shouldn't have a voice Or why I shouldn't be listening. So, but I had no idea. I didn't have the tools. I had no tools. And so post Big Brother social media exposure accelerated my drinking and using. Like that took something that probably would have taken another 10 years to get to where I went and did it in 10 weeks. I was sober on Big Brother for 4 months. Like I was sober before, I was sober during, I was sober until like 6 hours after. And then it was like
reality hits.
Reality TV. And for anyone out there that's a reality TV star that's listening, like it is the hardest mental thing to recover from ever, especially a show like Big Brother where you're completely isolated from your friends and your family for 4 months. You lose complete sight of what's real. You'd have no idea what's real. I remember after Big Brother, like pulling my sister into a bathroom to talk to her. And she was like, I'm so glad like we're talking. This is a great conversation. Why are we in the bathroom?
Yes, that's what you do on Big Brother.
And why are we whispering? And I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. Like we can talk in the living room? And she was like, yeah. Do you want to sit on the couch? And I was like, okay. Like it was crazy. I had to like relearn life.
Habits are formed over 2 to like 4 weeks. So the fact that you're
4
in something
months.
for 4 months is crazy.
And I started to like not trust my friends. Like it was so weird. Like I was like, did Emma tell you the same story that she told me? And they were like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, like the whole thing is the same. They're like, yeah. Why? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I just want to make sure she's not like trying to backstab me. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about?
There's no camera.
Like, what are you talking? Yeah, seriously, where's the Frankie? What the fuck are you saying?
There's no
It's
challenge
Emma.
at the end of
What the fuck is Emma going to say? What are you talking
How
about?
long does it take you to snap out of that mindset?
It's so real.
Years.
Really?
Yeah, it's a slow debugging process. But yeah, so I deeply feel for people that have competed on reality TV. And then of course, like, yeah, we were the first show in high definition and the first show to be like in social media. So like it was just a lot of hate all of a sudden that came at me. A lot of love too, but you don't read that as a human being.
No. I mean,
you
like,
don't process love.
For every positive comment, it wipes away like not even one negative. Every negative,
Yeah, exactly. Like one negative in the slit of 10,000 positive comments is the only thing we will remember as human beings.
100%.
We're wired that way. Fire hot. Remember, cavemen, that's how we learned. Bad things stay in our brains longer than good things. That's how we're made. So it just accelerated my drinking and using. So that was 2015. Oh, fuck. 2014. And then I got sober in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, so it took a few years, but I got there.
And now we're here.
And now
And now we have an album that shows both sides of this story.
Yeah.
Both sides of Frankie.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Glitter Jesus?
I love Glitter Jesus.
Who is Glitter Jesus?
Oh my God. So that's such a great record. So that was produced by Slush Puppy, who I love so much.
Oh,
I know, I love Slush
very
Puppy.
talented.
And we got in and we were just there, and it was right after the Summer Olympics in Paris, and how like the Catholic Church just freaked out about the performance because they were mocking the Last Supper. It was Bacchus. It was Greek. It had nothing to do with the Last Supper. But then it was like trans people don't belong at the Last Supper and gays on the Last Supper. And I was just like so angered once again by the Catholic Church. Like I left the Catholic Church when I was 18 years old because it was Pope Benedict had written an essay about how gays, witches, and women were the downfall of society. And I was like, cool, I'm good. I'm gonna just go. I'm like, so I'm pretty sure like, I mean, the only things I care about are like being gay, my family of fierce women witch coven that like raised me, and Harry Potter. So like I gotta go. And so I left the church back then. But then we had such a great pope who just died.
I know.
I'm so sad. But he was great, and really started to bring LGBTQ plus people back into the church and back into the conversation. So things were going really well. Now we'll see. But anyway, I was so enraged by this concept that gays were not accepted in the church or like couldn't perform at the Paris opening ceremony. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I wrote Glitter Jesus like a few days later, and the concept behind that is like, fine, if you're gonna say it's a sin for them to be gay and to fuck and suck and, fist in the club, I, Frankie Grande, I will be your glitter Jesus. You can whip me. You can beat me.
You'll
can
carry
nail
the
me to a
sins.
cross. I will die for your sins so y'all can continue fucking and sucking in the club.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I mean, I learned a lot about being queer from Frankie Grande.
You
I just
certainly
want to
did.
say.
You certainly
are
did.
you kidding?
learn.
I mean,
he had quite the role model in the room.
we could edit it out, but I didn't know I didn't know what doing meant. I didn't know what DP meant. Double penetration.
You don't need to edit that shit out. There's a song called "Boys"
I didn't
on
know
my
what that
album,
was.
which is about
That's
double
what Frankie
penetration.
taught me.
There's a lyric in the song that says "Move to the right just a little." Now we on top and on bottom in the middle. That's what that means. I want everyone to know about DP. I'm educating the world. I want it on Kids Bop.
You know, the first time I ever went to a club was also with Frankie.
Yeah.
It was on New Year's Eve. I mean, no, there's a lot of I've learned a lot from this human being.
It's important. These are important things.
So real.
No, I think that it's important for everybody to know. Everyone's got to know. I think kids know so much earlier these days. People are coming out at 11 years old. I'm like, geez, that's fucking crazy. I came out at 21.
Is any part of you a little envious that you're not growing up today, or are you
No.
very grateful?
Oh God, no.
It's scary,
Oh my God,
right?
no. I think it's terrifying for young kids. I can't imagine being literally the Matrix with TikTok. What the hell? Get the devices out of your hands.
Comparison galore.
Unless you're watching this, in which case keep scrolling and stream Hotel Rock Bottom on all of your devices. But it's scary.
It is really terrifying.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's just constant comparisons, constant ability to just bully people, the intensity to be out there. It's not good.
No, I think I was the perfect generation because I had a Nintendo, which was really important, but did not have a smartphone when I was growing up.
Grounded.
And then as soon as I was old enough to be given a smartphone and doing it responsibly, I did. And then I now got time limits on my screen so that I'm oh, okay, Instagram, you've been doom scrolling for an hour. Go, and time to put on The West Wing or something else.
But that's so healthy.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well
Get the
done.
time limits on your phone. It's good. It's good.
Ferocia, that is your alter ego, correct?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Is Ferocia still around?
No, that was okay. So I moved to New York City, and I had no real friends, I would say, that would go to a gay club with me. So I would just get really drunk and go by myself and stomp through the club. And it was my alter ego, Ferocia, was born. And I thought she was very fierce. But it wasn't I didn't make a lot of friends those nights. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of I'm here. Okay, it's time to go home. And so Ferocia was just kind of, I needed tools to get me into the gay club scene. And what ended up being the ultimate tool that made me feel comfortable and seen was Musical Mondays at Splash Bar in New York City. Which is why in the boys video we recreated Splash Bar, which made me really happy at the end of the video. But it was the first time I felt seen, and I was oh, maybe this is the type of gay that I am. The type of gay that knows all the choreography to a chorus line, and the type of gay that knows all the choreography to Motion of the Ocean and The Sun from Above. Hairspray. That's the gay.
No,
This
that's
is what
totally
I am
the
this
gay you are.
gay. And so I'm very excited that that's what ended up happening. But Ferocia was a monster. Ferocia was an absolute monster. You did not want to be around Ferocia, but I thought I was fierce.
By the way, the first time I think I ever went to a gay bar was also because of you as well. So I think, yeah, a long time in New York City. No, I'm telling you, yes. I learned a lot from Frankie Grande.
You did. You totally did.
Really
Which bar did we go to?
I don't know,
Therapy?
but I got to say, on that same day, I realized how amazing you are and what a big heart you have, because you did orchestrate a big charity event for a bunch of people who needed, kids in Africa.
Yeah.
Literally.
South Africa, yeah.
And then the after party thing was just a bunch, few people going to a gay bar in New York City. And I think Ariana sang. And I forget which one it was, but it was definitely 100% a gay bar.
It was Ariana and Deborah Cox.
Yes,
it was
100%.
Such a fun night.
Yes.
I remember it. I couldn't tell you the bar. I think it might have been in the West Village, actually. But I don't know. Good times. There's so many gay bars in New York. That's why we love it. And it's not in one area. You have to go to different places, which is fun.
I think that's something that people don't necessarily realize, is that it is scattered from one side of the island to the bottom. Whereas here
You go one street.
And
We
that's
have
all you got.
one street. They're like, we're going to put you in one location so we can find you. So that if we need to find you, we know exactly where to look.
Why is that so real?
Whereas in New York City, it's like, I don't know. They could be in any of the boroughs. Those gays are everywhere, hiding.
Can we talk about Sex Shop for a second?
Yes.
Do you go into a sex shop and get confused by the toys they sell, or do you know how to navigate?
No, it was literally like a fever dream. We were so like deep into writing Bound to You, and we were like, it was me and Faraz and Kate Morgan and Prince Fox, and it was at like 11:30 p.m. And Faraz comes back in and he was like, sex shop, after he went to the bathroom and was like, what did you do in there? And all of a sudden he was like, no, the next song is sex shop, we must write it. And I was like, what? This is so crazy. And so we just started like listing things that you would find in a sex shop. I texted STDs and I was like, hey, just send me like a text of like the things that you buy in a sex shop.
You don't
And she's
go?
like, I went with his titties.
Oh, got it.
Like I like to go to sex shops because I think they're so fucking ridiculous. Like, but again, like part of this, it's part of this album is like camp, cunt, personality, talent. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like an arc. I didn't want to not be my true self on this, which is like I'm still funny. Like I still have a campy comedic point of view with everything that I do in life. Like if I had just delivered like a pure sex like talent album, like I would be denying such a huge part of what makes Frankie Frankie. And so like the idea of writing a song about a sex shop is so funny to me. And also like kind of also fucking hot. So that's how that idea was born. I was like, they were like, we started thinking, I was like, guys, we just need to make sure that we're on the line of like, this is ridiculous. Like this song needs to be absolutely ridiculous, but at the same time be unbelievably sexy. And I think that that's kind of like just the fun, like kind of pastiche nature of us being like, we're making fun of pop music a little bit, but at the same time, we're creating the best pop song you've ever heard.
And I gotta say, a lot of these records, I know they will play at the club.
Yay! That's the goal.
The queers have needed something like this.
Yeah, and I think in my life, like I've always flocked to the dance floor when I felt threatened or unseen or like I needed community. I go straight to the gay clubs, and so that's what I'm hoping this is the soundtrack for.
Yeah.
For the 2025 that we are about to have, in the 2026. Let's go.
It's a rough one out there.
Yeah.
But people need to escape now more than ever. So.
Yeah, and I'm glad that the album's out for Pride. Like, let's go.
How does Hale like the album?
He loves it.
Yeah?
His songs are Bound to You and Oasis. And he's like, we have like rewritten Oasis based on his notes. Literally. He was like, hey, so Bonnie McKee, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, I need to talk to her. And I'm like, why? And he's like, I don't like we need to fix it. And I was like, you're fucking hysterical. Bonnie McKee is like 84 number ones.
This is Hale in every situation.
Yeah,
He has notes in
every
notebook.
situation.
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. Hale will have a note about something and he'll
Have
share.
a note. And then he spoke to Bonnie and she was like, he's right. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's change it. We're changing it.
What were his notes?
I wanted to restructure. I wanted the bridge to be longer. I wanted to go, he was like, we did like kind of like a bridge post. And he was like, I am not happy with bridge post. I want bridge, chorus, post. And I was like, okay.
Hale has a
just
vision.
Go back to the drawing board, honey. I mean, like, it's his. I wrote the songs about him, so like, I guess he should have a say. I don't know. But I do think it's better now.
He's so funny.
He's so funny. He's
guys
so
met-
opinionated.
Yeah,
he was
he
like,
is.
can I come to the set for boys? And I was like, no. I was like, absolutely not. I was like, I do not need my husband directing my orgy.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he
Like,
would.
He would. He'd be like, put your arm here. I'll be like, stop. I'm trying to have I'm just trying to have sex with this OnlyFans model. Just leave me alone.
If I remember correctly, you met line dancing, right?
Yeah.
That's so great.
I know. Oil Can Harry's in the Valley in Ventura. So fun.
What?
I know. And it was like right after my throuple, like right after like night after night of WeHo, where I just like was soul sucking literally every night. And I was like, this is awful. And I'm sober and it's 4 a.m. and why am I at this club? And I just like, I'm like, ugh. And then I went country line dancing. And I was like, this is so not the WeHo crowd. And I love it. And then there he was dancing on stage.
Because he is not the WeHo crowd.
He is not the WeHo crowd. He is not. He's anti-WeHo crowd. He's the opposite. And I think like had it not been just for that like debaucherous relationship with the WeHo crowd, basically my throuple, I lovingly refer to as the twins. Had I not had the relationship with the twins, I wouldn't have been ready for my husband. And I realized like, wow. That's what I've been looking for the whole time, and I just didn't really think it was possible.
And I gotta say, the similarities that the two of you share. No, it's like actually almost scary. Like I don't know who takes the game more seriously. Like I really don't know. Is it you
really
or
terrifying.
Hale? Like
no,
it's crazy.
Don't play games with us. Don't play games with us. But like play games with us because we need friends.
Yeah, but just also know the fucking
don't play
rules.
games with us. Yeah, it's scary. Oh my god, the rules. Sitting through him reading the rules, and he acts them out, and he's like gets into thematic, and he's like, and the pirates will come, and you're like, okay, great. At least it's entertaining. But like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, can we just play and figure it out as we go? No, we have to read the addendum. I'm like, okay, great. Let's appendix go page 34.
I mean, you found somebody who would have a Star Wars wedding with you. That's
know.
a big deal.
May the 4th be with you. We're coming up on our anniversary.
Happy almost anniversary.
Yay, thank you.
It's a big deal.
3 years.
What is it like planning that?
The anniversary or the wedding?
The wedding.
The wedding was the worst experience of my life. Hale and my mother planned the entire wedding without me.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And then I did the wedding gala at the box a few months later, and they had nothing to do with it. I said, you come and you sit. You are invited to the wedding gala. That is it. That is far. And like Hale sat and he saw the whole show, and like everything was about our relationship. Every single song ever tied back into our life, or was his favorite song, or was it for a moment. And he was like, wait, you did this whole thing for me. And I was like, yeah, and he was like, it's so beautiful. And he was so happy. And I was like, good. I'm so glad you weren't involved.
That's really
I'm so
special,
glad you weren't
though.
involved, because then he was like, this was really beautiful and you did this for me. And I was like, I did, yeah.
Like what a pure, beautiful way to just genuinely express how you feel.
Yeah, it was beautiful through art.
Yeah,
it was great. I sang White Wedding. It was like, oh God, there's many Billy Idol vibes on the album, obviously.
I gotta say, the box has hosted so many major events for you.
For my life
and
in
your
sobriety.
family. I mean, really big.
Cool, right?
Yes.
Grandpa's 90th, but
I was gonna say.
wasn't sober for that, but that was such an amazing thing. He had the time of his life.
I remember that night like it happened yesterday.
Yeah, he had the time of his life at that. And then, yeah, me getting married at the box, doing my first music video at the box. Like, this is crazy, man. I love the box. This is such a great. I have so many good stories. I have so many great memories.
A universal venue.
Yeah, it really is.
Really?
It's great. And I like still go there and on the drunken debaucherous nights just to go see the show. I mean, it's the best show in town.
Can we talk about Music or the Noise?
Yes.
Very disco, eh?
Yeah, that part, yeah. You know, like I loved popping into like 70s a few times on the album. Not the whole album, but like, you know, moments. And 70s, 80s, 90s, like I like to like jump in and out of like pockets just to like grab some sonic references because they really shaped me. I mean, my mom like the fact that it's Casablanca and Donna Summer like was their first artist like is crazy to me. But like I just remember like spinning to MacArthur's Park with my mother my entire childhood in her bedroom. Like, you know, just being like, so inspired by Donna Summer. So we grabbed some 70s influences from that song. But the concept, which is the space dance rock pop, is basically just like, it was at a time, I believe, I don't remember the exact arc in the story, but like right around the time that the election was peaking when we wrote Music or the Noise. And I was like, when the aliens come to Earth, and they're sitting out there in space, what are they going to hear? The music or the noise? And I wanted to just put that message out there because it's like there was so much noise and it's just Joe Rogan and fucking CNN and Fox News and all of this shit was just making me crazy. And I was like, I just pray that when the aliens come, they actually just listen to the music. I would love that. Because otherwise they're just going to be hit like, delete, next, I'm going to keep flying. This planet is fucked. I want nothing to do with it.
That's an interesting thought.
Cool, right?
Like, what are they going to hear?
Music or the noise?
I didn't know I knew you had a deep relationship with aliens.
Oh, God, yeah.
I knew that, but I didn't know that you had a Sweet 16 themed
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know that you
Oh my
tore up
God.
Boca in that way.
Alien. So literally Alien, like the xenomorph is like my favorite creature ever. Like I have the Geiger tattoo.
Oh yeah, from
right
the
here.
movie, right?
From the movie.
Yeah, I know you love that.
And so we showed the scene from Alien 3 where the alien runs up and cracks the skull of the person and eats their brains while we were serving cake.
Wait, oh my God. My producer was like,
People were like screaming and running out and they were like, what is wrong with this child? And I
That's
was
crazy.
like, well,
so it's themed
we'll find
after
out
the
soon.
movie.
Download Hotel Rock Bottom to find out.
You themed it after the movie.
After the movie.
Oh, you're a
And
freak.
The xenomorph was the cake.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had like a huge xenomorph cake.
You know, somebody told me and they're like, yeah, it's just an alien thing. I'm thinking like, oh, like just extra. Like I thought it was Mars 2112.
I think, did I do 16 or was it 13? I don't remember. I think I was like jealous of all the Barbat and B'nai mitzvahs that I was going to. And so I was like, I must have a party.
And you did.
And so it might have been 13. I'm not sure. I just remember it being like severely inappropriate.
I just love that it was like actually themed on the movie Alien. Like it was like those things are frightening, dude.
Yeah,
they're not
favorite.
cute.
I love them. I'm so excited for Alien Earth. Oh my God. Streaming on FX. It's the new TV show. It's coming out. Yeah.
Thanks for the education.
Very exciting. I didn't know. You looked like you maybe haven't heard about it. And
No,
I was
I
like,
had no
okay,
idea.
I'll tell you. I'm like counting the days down. I've got like a clock.
This
on my
human
phone.
being is into sci-fi, into horror,
Yeah.
but again,
Superheroes.
Joan is,
Yeah.
Hale is,
Yeah.
Ariana is. It's like a very shared collective thing.
Yes.
It's very bonding.
It is. I mean, like, I think for me specifically, like growing up a queer kid who didn't know how to identify as queer, there was something about sci-fi fantasy that I just was allowed to escape into and dive into so fully and wholeheartedly and feel so free in a way that I was never able to do in my own human body because I didn't understand that I was gay. I had no idea that I was gay when I was growing up. I didn't have gay, like references in my life, I remember in like high school, the only thing I got was like Queer as Folk on like Skinamax, at like 10 p.m. on a Wednesday. And I would wait up and I would watch it and I would be like, there are feelings that are happening when I'm watching this that I don't really quite understand. But like, I guess that's normal for straight guys. Like literally, had no idea. So,
Really?
Yeah, so I think there was that level of escapism and freedom that I found in sci-fi fantasy that just made me feel like seen and alive, and escapism, of course, that I didn't get in my day-to-day life. Like I was a very happy kid, but I ultimately think that there was a sadness inside of me because I didn't know who I was. I wasn't able to fully express myself as a young queer kid because I just didn't know that was an option.
What helped you realize that, or at least express yourself?
It was absolutely Broadway.
Yeah.
Absolutely Broadway. Like I had started to come out in college, first as bisexual, LOL. Yeah, guys, just like totally broing out with y'all. Totes bi. Totes bi. Oh my God, I love tits. So like I first came out as bisexual and then I was like, okay, no, I'm pretty sure I'm gay. That was like, I'm telling you, senior year of college. Like this is late bloomer, like 21. And then immediately onto Broadway where I was like in an all male dressing room with all gay men. And I was like, fuck, like what? The whole time? This existed the whole time? I could have been gay? And they're like putting on bronzer and like sharing lipstick and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, please help me. I would like some. And they were like, this is mascara. And I was like, like it transformed me being in the ensemble of Mamma Mia with those men.
That's amazing.
It was really cool.
Yeah, you learn and you have the freedom and vulnerability.
Yeah.
And there's people like you.
Yeah. And then, all the gay bars in New York, like all of a sudden I was getting this splash bar, like this education of like, what all of the different things that I can be. Because again, like being gay is not like a monolith, there's not like one way to be. And I think I started to learn that when I was in that ensemble of Mamma Mia, because I got a taste of so many different areas of the community by being in New York, which is so diverse. Like the queer community in New York is so diverse. And
People
I'm really
need to
grateful
hear
that I was exposed to that. Like it's not just like one type of gay, which is really interesting.
People
That's
should
why when
hear
you said
that.
started this by saying there's a song on here for every gay person, every type of gay person, because there are so many types. And I love that I've discovered that.
Listen to Hotel Rock Bottom.
Yeah, you nailed it.
It's waiting for you on Amazon Music. There's a link below. Go, go, go. What are you thinking?
What about Frankini? Is that like a dream role of yours? Because it is like a villain.
Frankini, what are you talking about?
You would.
What are you saying? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That was like absolutely a dream role. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's his magnum opus.
Yeah, it truly is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get to be that's the craziest character that's ever been written. Like, just a queer, flaming villain who wants to make everyone sing and dance. Like, sounds great.
You know, like, it's so like, you just know the person who wrote the character just like derived directly from like.
There's no coincidence it's called Frankini. It's not like it wasn't written directly for me. It was created based on me, like, plus a little. You know what I'm saying? I was like, were you around me when I was coked out? Because it's pretty much Frankini. You know what I'm saying? It's Ferocia. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. And I'm really grateful for that character because it was also like groundbreaking as like one of the first like queer characters in kids live action programming. So it's really cool.
And I got to say, like, on a very groundbreaking show because you're not the only queer character on that show.
I mean, it's really cool.
Is it Fez? Is trans?
Schwaz is an out trans man.
Yes,
as on the show, which is unbelievable.
Nobody talks about the groundbreaking nature of that show.
No, it's really, really cool. And again, like, really grateful for Nickelodeon for like taking those big swings because it was like, wow. Cool. I kept waiting for them to cut something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kissed Captain Man, and I was like, that's not making air. It was on the air. I was like, work. And then, like, in the movie, it's like the gay zone, the gray zone joke, which made me fall out of my chair when I read it in bed. I was like, this is going to get cut. There's no way. It's in the film. And I was like, great. Thank you, Nickelodeon. That was awesome. Yeah. I'm glad that exists. Yeah.
Any other questions for Frankini?
Yeah, well, not Frankini, but Frankie.
Okay, cool.
You were very open about your nose job. Did that affect your voice at all? Were you worried about that?
Yeah, not at all. It didn't affect my voice, which thankfully, you know, because structurally, yeah, I guess it can.
Yeah.
But I didn't care because I was like, I want this off my face. I was like, this has to change. So I got my first nose job before my reality TV career, and it really helped me take off. So now I got my second nose job before my music career. So I'm really hoping it's going to take me to the next level. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's like lucky for me. So like, thank God I've already done everything because I can't imagine like what else it could be. Like if I decided to become like a pro athlete and then I get like my fifth nose job, then I might not have one left. You know what I'm saying? So thank God that's not actually ever going to happen at all. Although, like, I'm really fit these days, so we'll see.
I heard you hadn't eaten sugar in preparation for this video.
Yeah, last night I had a fuck. Okay, so I stopped eating sugar before the music videos. I go into like a 6-day-a-week workout routine. Like, I'm very, very, very committed to this. Again, like, being a 42-year-old, you know, pop star, rock star is like crazy. So I need to make sure that I am sitting and I can compete with all the 22-year-old dancers that are next to me. And I do, and I can, which is great. But I take my health and fitness very seriously when I'm going into this. I just think it's important.
Respect.
And then, and then after the music video, I had an entire bowl of Ben & Jerry's cookie dough ice cream with Coop's hot fudge and Whole Food sprinkles.
Well done.
It was really good.
Well done. Rock Bottom Hotel is waiting for you.
Hotel Rock Bottom.
Just change the name at this point.
Wait, is it Rock Bottom Hotel or Hotel Rock Bottom?
Hotel Rock Bottom.
So it's right here, but wrong somewhere else.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's switched on your papers.
I just want to cry.
It's our producer
totally
Kim's fault.
fine. I've known you for literally 70 years. I raised you.
Literally,
it's okay. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
I think I've known you for like it could be 16 years. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's.
I sweat.
That's more than half your life.
Yeah, I mean, I met you when I was 15. Yeah.
That's so crazy. Look at us. What the hell? Did you know? I got a question for you. Did you know this moment was coming ever?
That you were going to be here releasing an album?
Yeah.
No, not of this magnitude and nature.
Right.
But I gotta say, the second I heard about it from Wendy Goldstein, months and months and months and months and months ago, it all made the most sense because you are both nostalgic but present. It needs to be dance energy and focus.
Yep.
It needs to have a groove and move, but also have emotion and depth. Like all those things are exactly what you embody. So surprised a little bit, but like this all aligns perfectly.
And now that you've heard it, it makes sense.
Yes.
Work.
This music is exactly the music you needed to make.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's not about like what you think people want to hear. It's about what you needed to make for you.
Correct.
And then from there, it is gonna fall into place.
Right.
Yeah, this shit fucking grooves.
I love you.
You have stuff to bump at the club.
Yeah.
There's a song for every gay. It's great. You should be very proud. You
Thank
should be
you.
so proud.
Thank you.
Have you played the full thing for your mom? Have you played it for Ari?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. Ariana has had the album for a long. She's like sent me the link immediately. And has just been. It said many things along the lines of what you just said. Like just the authenticity of the project is just really beautiful to people in my life that know me. They're like, this is you. And even like, it's funny. Like I was talking to Nicole, who I did Big Brother with. Back in 2014,
Definitely
and she was like, and she's won several times since, and we just did Ranger games together. And she said like, she texted me after Rhythm of Love came out, and she was just like, I love that it sounds like you, and I was like, that's such a huge compliment, especially in like today's world where so many artists are starting to sound the same. Or like each other or emulating each other or like it's like I worked so hard on trying to figure out like how to stay true to my sound of like what does Frankie sound like, which was also like a huge journey, right? Like finding your sound as an artist on an album like is so hard to do, especially for someone who's Broadway trained, theatrically trained. It's like, what does that sound like when you have the mic right here? Like, what is that sound? And so we worked really hard on finding it. And so the fact that people are like, that still sounds just like Frankie makes me so happy.
It's who you are in music form.
Yeah.
But I do got to say, like, I don't think you could have made this album at any other stage of your life.
Agreed.
Like, it
And
wouldn't
that's
have
the
come
answer.
before.
And thank you for not asking the question, why now? Because you know the answer.
Yeah.
It could not have happened at any other time in my life. Any other time. If it was earlier, right after sobriety, it would have been a mess. It would have been a mess. I wouldn't know what the hell I was talking about. If it was while I was drinking and using, mess, disaster. This is the time. There was no other option. Why now? Because in any other time of my life, it wouldn't have happened.
I love you very much.
I lyou.
I've really enjoyed every second of this conversation.
Bottom Rock Hotel.
Yeah.
Streaming everywhere you get your music.
There is a link below. Are you going to tour?
I don't know. I
Are you
guess
going to do like
so.
a club tour?
I would do everything. I'm so open to it. Like I'm really just going all in on music right now. So it's
Great.
like whatever opportunities present themselves to me in the music sphere, like I'm in.
Listen to the album. Dance to the album, feel the album,
What's it
groove
called?
to the album. It is called Hotel Rock Bottom.
Good job.
And it's waiting for you on Amazon Music. There's a link below. Frankie, are we good? Did we
I just
cover
want-
everything?
I did want to. You did say a couple weeks ago that you were on the set of Wicked when they filmed Defying Gravity.
I was.
How cool was that to see in person?
Yeah. Wow. It's so crazy because I had spent a lot of time apart from my sister in physical form, while she shot Wicked. But that is completely unlike the way we've lived our lives. It's like if we don't see each other like at least every week, it's like the weirdest thing ever. Mm-hmm. So the fact that she was gone for 2 years, basically, was so strange. So like I got to set and I got to there and it was Ariana, but it was Galinda.
Crazy.
So she's deep into the filming process. And so when I saw her, I'm going to get emotional, but like when I saw her drop into character, and especially in that scene where she's telling Elphaba, no, we can still be with the wizard. Like what you've worked and waited for, like, oh my God, I was so proud of her in that moment. And I was like, this little girl who is fully a woman now is like, she's going to be nominated for an Oscar. Like she was so phenomenal. Her performance in just that moment, I was like, holy shit, I don't see my sister. I don't see my sister. Like that's fucking Galinda. I was like, who is that? That's Galinda. And it was just like, I've just, what a committed performance. And I'm so proud of her for her Oscar nomination. And I'm very excited for everyone to see her performance in the second film, which is that's Galinda's big story arc. So it's very exciting.
wild.
Yeah.
And by the way, 2 years of not seeing her after spending
It's
that
crazy.
was right off of COVID, right? So like together,
Right.
I mean, I was seeing you
Yeah.
3 times a week.
Yeah.
Like it was constant.
We were bubbled.
Yes.
We were bubbled.
It was, and
In the bubble, and then she went to the bubble. And
Literally.
Then bubble and bubble. But yes, it was very strange to be like lockdown together all the time. Like the world opened, and then she's in London in the bubble. But it was it's great, and it's been so nice to get to spend so much time with her since the film show has wrapped. Has been just such a blessing. And I'm so excited to see what's left to come. And she again, like she's just been like such an unbelievable help. And so, oh, my phone. It's okay. I drop it like 45 times a day. An unbelievable like help during this whole process. Like it's so cool. Like I mean, who gets to text like the biggest pop star in the world? Like, what do you think about this bridge? Like, come on.
is there anything you
That's
realized
crazy.
though by watching her live out her dreams like that?
What have I learned?
We ever realized?
What have I realized? I've realized how hard she works. How hard she works both in her craft and in her work, and also like in her personal life to keep everything, where it is. Like she was and the amount of like, again, like I said, like she's the one that helped me get sober. Like the amount of time that she still has in her life, like for her family, like for her friends, at the same time when she is completely there promoting a film or looking at a new project or working on music or promoting her Eternal Sunshine Deluxe. Like I just like, she is so giving. She gives with her entire soul to so many different things and still manages to find ways to recharge. And that's something that when I am exhausted, when I had a 14-hour music video shoot yesterday, where we also did the photo shoot and we did the TikToks and we did a commercial for the brand that was sponsoring the video. And I just think about my sister and I'm just like, we got this. And then I was up early to be here today to get the makeup on. This is in the afternoon, but I started this at 10.
But how many times have you seen her? Like, do you go through a crazy day like that and then wake up for a 5 a.m. call time the next
Yeah,
day?
exactly. Like I just draw upon my sister. I was like, what would Ariana do? You know what I'm saying? So like I've learned that it's also like from her. I've also learned that it's a constant effort. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like we're always working, we're always growing, we're always changing, and the more that we're able to share that, the better we get through it. So I've just learned a lot from watching her growth throughout this process and throughout her process, and it's helping me tremendously as I'm entering into this phase of my career.
She's an incredible friend, and I've watched her be an incredible sister.
Yeah,
I've learned
the best sister.
Yeah, like
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
But she's an unwavering human being for those that she loves.
Yeah.
And she's present for those that she cares about.
Yeah.
She's really incredible.
Yeah.
Nobody like her.
No.
Nobody like you either.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging.
I'm so grateful.
I love you very much. I'm grateful for you.
Bottom Hotel.
Listen to the Rock
Available
Bottom
on
Hotel Rock
Spotify,
Bottom.
Apple Music, Amazon.com, Tony Danza,
It's waiting for you.
streaming platform title.
I'm a big Tony Danza fan. I think he needs a resurgence.
Me too.
He's a great tap dancer.
Oh, God, he was so hot when he was like a boxer.
Yeah.
Work, Tony Danza.
Interesting. I don't really know that era. I'm big like into Blinko era, or when he had a talk show and he played this game where you dropped the puck. He danced a lot.
Blinko? That's can't be right. Planko.
But Planko's on the Price is Right. But he had his own version of that game.
Called Blinko?
I don't know. It's something, not that, but it's called something. Somebody find it for me.
I don't know.
Somebody will
It's
tell
called
me later.
Hey.
Go listen to this human being's music. It's waiting for you below. Hotel Rock Bottom. Stream it. Love you.
I love you so much.
Frankie
Anything else?
Grande.
Just kidding.